what's up? We're back. Another edition of the Sports Office. Great to have you with us tonight. Dan Miller, sports producer Greg Canner. Great to have you with us. Let's explain how this works. All right, so you're watching us on the Fox Local app, which is cool. Tell your friends about it. We appreciate it greatly. You can also join the show. You do that with that QR code that you see on your screen right there. I shouldn't point there. I should point there. The QR code, just click on that. That will take you into our Zoom room. That is over here. This is where Tom is. This is the Zoom room. He will see you in there, and he will bring you in, and you will be part of the show. We'd love to hear what you have to say tonight. Any questions you have, any thoughts you have, any takes you have, we'd love to have that. Tonight on the show, it's going to be Hammer time. In a minute, we're going to bring her up. We're going to tell, there she is right now. We're going to have your Zoom. Birchie Kid's going to join us. Your Zooms again. Little college football talk at the end. Some early lines that we'll talk about. But right now.
Hi, Hammers.
What's up, Hammer?
Hello, I miss you tonight, although I'm really, really happy to have this view that I have looking out at Comerica Park on a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Tuesday night in Detroit.
A look into the press box.
Yeah, you know what's cool? That Hammer's in the press box. You know what's cool is A.J. Hinch talked about it before the game, and I know you were there. Man, this is September baseball that means something. We saw it last year. It's back again this year, and this is where you fight to be in a game that matters.
Absolutely, and this is a series that matters hugely. It has huge implications. They only have 12 games left this season. 6 of them are against this Cleveland Guardians team that is exactly 6.5 games behind them in the playoff standings. Now, let me just reset for everyone out there who may not be aware. The Guardians have won the division 5 of the last 10 years. Tigers haven't won it since 2014. Last year, they were the hunters, man. They were chasing down a wild card spot late in August into September, and they had to fight all the way until they got to Houston, as you recall. Now they're in a very different position. In the driver's seat, the first of 3 opens up this final home series of the regular season. They've got Casey Mize on the mound tonight, Jack Flaherty tomorrow, and then on Thursday, it is Skubal time. And with a win on Thursday against the Guardians with Skubal on the mound, they can clinch the division. Even though the magic number is 7, and that would technically just be 6, it's because of tiebreakers and some other mathematical problems that they would be able to take the division with a win Thursday.
Okay, you just touched on a bunch of stuff that we should kind of drill down on. First of all, the fact that those 3 guys are pitching. Look, we know what Skubal is. We're glad he's healthy. We want to see him pitch again. Let's just, everything should be fine. But it's Mize and Flaherty that you want to see consistency from so that in a couple weeks here when the Tigers are in a playoff series that those guys are ready to back him up as the number 2 and 3 starters along with Charlie Morton, however they slot him in.
Yeah, I think those are really important questions that they need to have answered here in these final 2 weeks of the season. And certainly A.J. Hinch knows that he has seen both Mize and Flaherty pitch very well at times. It's just the consistency that hasn't quite been there. So hopefully we'll get a little look into this series about where they might be in this stretch of the season. I know both guys have made some fine tuning to his fastball. That's what Flaherty was working on. That seems to be coming along. And Mize is now he's got, I don't know if this is play-by-play technically. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run through 3 innings, but he's really been pitching pretty well as of late. And I do think that he would be the slated number 2 going into the postseason as it stands now.
I know Greg wants to jump in. Let me get one more for you here real quick. I thought the other cool thing that AJ talked about before the game today was Spencer Torkelson. If you think back before the season, he wasn't even guaranteed a job. He was basically on the outside looking in. And this guy has engineered a turnaround to where he is once again a part of this team's future.
Yeah, he's absolutely. And it was so interesting when he said to us, I think you guys get a little different, a more buttoned up look at Spencer than we actually get in this clubhouse. But he's light, he's engaged, he absolutely is just having fun, but he doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. Actually, none of these guys do. And it's really all a reflection of Hinch and the way that he has them locked in and focused. And he did admit that it is a very different feeling this season as opposed to last year, that there are teams coming after them. But that doesn't change what the goal is. You have to go in every single night. You have to prepare the right way, and you just have to play the right way. And let's face it, the Tigers have had kind of some bumpy games, bumpy stretches since the All-Star break. But the fact of the matter is they remain 6.5 up, second best record in the AL right now. So things are looking pretty darn good for them as we sit, 3 innings into game 150.
Yeah, and I'd say what's so great about sports is going into last weekend, the Lions stunk, then Skubal was going to be out for the year, and then in a few days, the Lions are great again, and Skubal's okay, so World Series champions again. And it's like, and that truly, though, Skubal seems to be the number one guy as far as when you come to the playoffs and the hopes and dreams of Tigers fans. Skubal's in it. They can get by with 5 innings of good Mize and the rest of the bullpen, or 4 innings of Flaherty and the rest of the bullpen. And by the way, you spoke to Skubal earlier today, didn't you?
Yes, we did. And let's toss that by. He threw a bullpen yesterday. And so today was the day that AJ was really looking to see how he felt, how he responded. And we talked to him just about this series. He's good to go. He's penciled in for Thursday. It all sounds promising as far as his health. No recurring problems. Take a listen to what he said about this series this weekend.
I think, this series is going to be fun. It's a good team. They tend to, we tend to play some good baseball games against each other. So it'll be fun. It'll, start with Casey today and hopefully win today, and then Flair the next day, win the next game, and then, obviously, hopefully we sweep, and I think that's the division if the math works out.
Hammer, I like too when he said you want to win it at home because if it's tough to win at home because if you have to celebrate, you wreck the locker room. So
you trash your
they'll
own
put up with
clubhouse.
it.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love to do it, though, in front of their fans.
No doubt.
It would be an absolute blast on Thursday for that to be the case, and especially for it to be Skubal to be the guy who clinches them the division.
Well, they got some work to do. They got a sweep to make that happen. You got a front row seat. You'll update us tonight on Fox 2 News at 10 and The Edge at 11 as well, Hammer.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. We appreciate it. Enjoy the ball game. Thank you for spending time with us.
Bye, Hammers.
I will. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good show.
See you, Hammer. There she goes. She's at the ball game covering the Tigers for us tonight as they take on the Indians. Let's open up the
Guardians.
Zoom room.
Guardians.
Oh, I said that. It's so like 1979. Does Joe Charbonneau still play for them? No?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. By the way, Zoom room, join us. Just hit that link right there, the QR code, and you can join us. First up tonight, what do we got? Liquid bread?
We got liquid bread.
Liquid bread in the house. What's up? Oh, man. We'll trade with you. I think we'd rather be there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. This is Handmat Brewing Company. This is the home of the Detroit Lions during Lion season. They brew a beer every year for the Detroit Lions, and they did it again this year.
Nice. So, Hand Map Brewing Company.
I live here. There's your Hand
Oh,
Map.
there you go. Hand Map Brewing Company. And what is the Detroit Lions beer this year?
So they collaborated with their homebrew club here at the brewery as well as their employees and came up with a community name. They voted on that. They came up with another one, Bites the Crust. And the crust is actually their pizza crust they infused into the beer, into the mash during the brewing process.
So does it taste like pizza when you drink the beer? Does it taste? Explain how this
not really.
works.
It tastes like so it's an ale. It's a little bit of Oktoberfesty, malty a little bit, but very light, 4.8% ABV. It's easy drinking, so you can have several during a Lions-Bears whooping. So
See, and we'll get to that in a second, but I do think that's important because I go to these places and I like a good hazy beer, okay? I'll say that. But you really got to check the ABV because some of these things are like, whatever, 7.6, and if I drink 2 of them, I'm in trouble. I mean, you got to really check what you're drinking. 4.8 is nice. You can sit and have several of those.
Yeah. Last year, I think he had one. It was in the 2.5 or something. So you could get a pitcher and just pound that. You could you could do 2 pitchers. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be like in college. You do the what's it called? The
beer bong.
What they call those things? Beer bong. Exactly right. Yeah, beer bong.
Frank the Tank right there. Frank the Tank. It's so good on your lips.
Frank the Tank. All right, man. Are you back in the Lions fold now? You feel good?
Yes, that definitely felt good for the win. But then there was dessert came out afterwards, and then like more dessert, and then you were just like, I feel euphoric, and I'm just going to take a nap now.
It was just like a serving of Ben Johnson for everybody. That's exactly what it was. Oh, man. All right, closing thoughts there, Liquid Brett?
If you're a Michigan State fan, get a nap in on Saturday because you got a late one.
Right here. Bring it in here, Matt. There it is. USC minus 18.5 in that game. That's a ton of points.
Your bedtime's 1 a.m. You're in trouble, probably.
Yeah, 11 o'clock, by the way. That'll be on Fox 2, so we look forward to that one. Liquid Bread, you're the man. Thanks, man. Hand Map Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, right?
No,
Beautiful.
Battle Creek.
Battle Creek.
Sorry. I got that wrong. All right, anybody else in the Zoom room for a quick hit?
We got Jason Whitley.
Jason Whitley's going to join us. Jason, what's up, man? You're next in the Zoom room. What's going on?
Unmute his mic.
Unmute.
You got to turn your mic on, bud.
Hello, Dan.
Hey, what's happening? Good to check in again, man.
Welcome from the UK.
It's great to see you.
It's great to be here, I tell you. It's fantastic to be on the show. Very excited about the Lions. You know, what a great win. I wanted to get your view, though, you guys, on to what extent do you think it was the Bears playing poorly and the Lions playing really well? Do you think it was a bit of both? And what do we have to do to beat the Ravens?
Pray.
Go ahead.
No, they'll be fine. You know, I think it was a little bit of both. I think the Bears are still kind of figuring it out with Caleb and Ben Johnson, and the Lions said it last night. They said all the right things leading up to the game, but they really wanted to stick it to Ben. So they were focused, they were ready, and they wanted to prove that these are not, a new Lions team. This is the old Lions team from the last couple years that were just tearing everybody apart, and they threw 52 on them, and that was impressive.
Yeah, I think, listen, the Bears are struggling. They're not ready for prime time yet. The Lions showed you they've still got it. They went out there. They executed. They felt like they left some out there. They scored 52. They felt like it could have been more. Defensively, they were looking for a couple more stops, but I think you saw exactly what this team is. They still have it. They got a ton of talent on this team, and they're going to need, to your question, they're going to need to play their best football to win in Baltimore on a Monday night. And you got a lot of guys on this team that were there in 2023 when they got trucked. They remember that, and they'll take that with them onto the field coming up on Sunday or Monday night.
Yeah, motivated. They'll be motivated.
No doubt. Do
you think we're against the Commanders with Jaden, how he could work outside the pocket? Do you think we're going to have the same problem with Lamar and not getting enough pressure on Lamar?
I think it's a lot of the same principles that you had all those years that you played Justin Fields when he was in Chicago. Now, look, they're both, Jaden Daniels is better and Lamar Jackson is better, but the principles of having to keep them in the pocket and not letting them escape remain the same.
And one thing that the Lions have now that they did not have when they faced Jaden Daniels, Aiden Hutchinson.
Good point by you. Yeah, always good to see 97 out there. Hey, man, thanks for the call. Always appreciate you checking in from the UK.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, we'll talk to you again soon. We will take a break, come right back. Birchie on the other side. Stick with us, everybody, on the Sports Office. We're back. Sports Office. Luderman's in the house. Luderman, what's up?
Let me tell you, the weather is great. Therefore, I am great. The weather is great. I am great.
No one's complaining.
There you go.
Hey, Birchie Kid's in the house as well. He's on the Zoom tonight. Birchie, what up? Mic on, Birchie.
Rookie move.
Turn your mic on.
Rookie move.
You got me now?
You got it. All right, let's start here.
First time on TV. Come on.
I told you I had a question for you, and I want to know the answer because I think it's been fluid throughout the baseball season. We're 2 weeks away from the playoffs. Birchie, you're baseball elite. Tell me who the best team in baseball is right now.
It's a trick question because I don't think there's a true answer. I would have said the Phillies until they lost their ace, Zach Wheeler, and maybe their best all-around player in Trey Turner. Toronto's lineup is loaded, but they're bottom third in the majors in rotation ERA. The Dodgers feel like the easy answer with all of their stars, and they have Glasnow and Snell and Kershaw behind Yamamoto now in the rotation. But that bullpen's a problem. It's not the Tigers for the simple fact that their playoff pitching plan is a giant question mark after Skubal. So I'll say the team that's been the best team in baseball for 4 months running now, and that's the Brewers. They're third in the majors in runs. They're second in the majors in ERA. They've got Yelich playing like a star again. They've got Churio. He's a young blossoming star. I like their pitching enough to believe that what they've shown for 4 months might be sustainable in the playoffs. And
Hey, look at that.
From the famous.
What are you guys doing?
The infamous, I should say. Say hi, Woj.
Oh, hi, what's going on?
Hi, Woj, how are you?
Why wasn't I invited?
That tells me there must be press box food somewhere nearby.
There always is. There's some popcorn right here. I can bring some over in a sec.
Hey, Birchie, listen, football. You were in Allen Park on Monday like I was. I tried to tell people, you could feel how light the air was after that team got a win. It's just different once you get one in the W column.
Yeah, especially against a division rival to avoid a potential 0-2 start, and against a coach that obviously they know well and knows them well. And I'll say, man, looking at those, see you, Woj.
Bye, Woj.
Looking at the handshakes that were very brief and maybe even curt between Ben Johnson and the few coaches and players that he met with after the game, suggested that there might even be some bitterness between those two sides. So the Lions clearly came out motivated to play on Sunday. I think they had more fire in their bones than they did in Green Bay. And Brian Branch used the word betrayed. Look, they felt betrayed by Ben's decision not to leave them, but to stay in the NFC North and to go coach one of their direct rivals. And the offense has heard for 4 or 5, 6 months now that they were all just a product of Ben Johnson. They wanted to prove that they were a product of their own talent, and they did that in a big way last Sunday.
Birchie, I think I underestimated how people felt in that locker room about him going to the Bears. I kind of looked at it and I said, I was trying to be the guy who just said, hey, he took the job he thought was the best job available. I think there were some people in that locker room that were really upset he stayed in that division. And not a lot of them came out and said it, but the subtitles were there.
Yeah, and the clearest subtitle was the 52 on the scoreboard. I mean, they didn't have to leave their starters in until midway through the fourth quarter, but they did. They certainly wanted to send a message. I think, Dan, when you and I were both talking with Amon-Ra St. Brown in the locker room, he said, look, we appreciate Ben. We don't underestimate what he meant to this team and this offense for 3 years, but we wanted to prove that we are as responsible as anyone for how well this offense has performed for 3 years running now. And we wanted to come out here and put on a show knowing that he was on the opposing sideline, and there's no doubt that they did that.
Birchie, you're the best, man. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Can't wait to come back again, fellas.
Keep an eye on Wojo for us.
That's impossible.
All right, Birchie, we'll see you around. All right, Will Birchfield joining us right there. Big part of our sports department here. There's no name on this Zoom. Don't forget, you can join us with just hitting that QR code on the Zoom, and you'll show up here. Samsung, what's up?
Unmute your mic, dude.
Go ahead, man. What's your name? There you go. Hit your mic. Turn your mic on. You up?
Oh, no.
There you go.
He's trying.
Is that you? Do we hear you?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh,
There you go. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's on your mind tonight?
I wanted to start off by saying I watch y'all every morning, every evening, and every night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Channel 2 is my favorite news, people.
Love to hear that.
We
Love
appreciate
to hear that,
man.
That's for
Thank
sure.
you for joining
Thank
us,
you.
and thank you for hitting the Zoom tonight. What's on your mind?
I got a question, for the Lions when they beginning the season in the preseasons. I was wondering why the coach didn't have the starters get out, because I believe that's how they lost the first game, because they didn't ever get warmed up to play a real game in the preseason.
I think that's a really good conversation. I do. And I don't know if Dan Campbell has changed the way he feels about it. Here's the other side of that. Now, they didn't have rookies. They had veterans. But they opened with a win over the Rams a couple years ago. They opened with last year. They opened with a win over Kansas City a couple years ago. and that was without playing the starters. But you can make the case this offensive line needed some snaps. So I think I think he brings up a good point. I think he brings up something that Dan Campbell maybe has to look at and decide, is that something that he wants to do? But I don't know if he'll change, and we're not going to know until next August to find out. But I think maybe coming out a little bit slow against Green Bay, I think it may be something he thinks about.
He's willing to risk it.
I believe, you start peoples, and if they don't play but a few minutes, to try to keep them healthy, you don't want to get them hurt in the preseason. But they got to get into the battle, so they know. They actually didn't get into the battle until they played Green Bay. Yeah, and Green Bay played their starters in the preseason.
No, listen, I'm not arguing. I think it's a fair point, and I think it's one that at least they will visit again in Allen Park going into next year. I don't know if they'll change anything because, as Greg said, they're trying to be careful and they're trying to keep their guys healthy. But it's a balance. Does it allow you to hit the ground running, or does it keep you guys healthy? Man, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Hit us back sometime, man. Thank you.
Good luck with that drywall.
Yes, sir. We're working some drywall back there. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. Closing moments of the sports office right after this.
It's a good question.
Michigan -2.5 at Nebraska. This for Matt Rule, this is a big game for the Cornhuskers.
That's a tough one there. I'm going.
You don't have to make a pick.
Bryce Underwood. Well, first, Bryce Underwood got the road game out of the way.
Yeah.
So now you can expect a little more.
Raiola needs a signature win. Rule needs a signature win. This would be a signature win in their house. USC -18.5. If I'm MSU, I'm thinking Jonathan Smith's got to get me a better point spread than that.
That game's on Fox.
11 p.m. You going to stay up?
I'm going to stay up. 11 o'clock Saturday night.
Marsh and Frazier questionable for that for Michigan State. If they both don't play, they're in deep trouble.
Might be 26.5 if those guys don't play. And they got some issues on the line as well. So we'll see what happens. And USC might actually be good. I don't know if we trust those West Coast teams, but they might actually be good. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for making us a part of your evening once again. Always good to have you stop by.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate that.
Top job.
By the way, First and North is next. It is a lively edition of First and North where we cover everything in the NFC North with all 4 cities in the division. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Woo!